Pewdiepie.
Oh, you little guy. Oh. Oh, you poor boy. You disgusting little thing. Oh, what happened to you? Oh, look at yourself. You're the blob from I Have No Mouth But I Must Scream. Oh, who did this to you? Was it Windows? Oh,
Yes.
Mac OS. Oh, don't worry. I can save you. Install Linux. What if I told you you can look like this? Anyway, let me start this off by saying I am not a tech guy. You saw my PC building video.
It's all bent.
I'm surprised the whole thing hasn't exploded.
Damn.
It's like sitting next to a bomb every day. But what you did see was 0.5 seconds of the video where I installed Linux on the thing. And a lot of people just went, what? Some people seem surprised and confused.
You know the irony of this, and the reason I stop here, is some ordinary gamers, he went from Arch to Mint. He went from Arch to Mint. And so it's like, what the fuck? Like, he went backwards. It's, well, not backwards, I guess. It depends on how you see it. But it's like he went from, like, the more intensive one to, like, you know, the least and lesser intensive one. Which is crazy. It's very interesting. But, yeah, it's not, like, only a technical thing. Enjoy it. Embrace it. It's a fun journey. You don't have to do it. Just make it look nice.
Something possessed him to put Linux on it.
Some people were excited. At the time, I didn't know
I
the
am
power
one of those
that
people.
I had. I was like a baby with a rocket launcher. For years, I have been tortured by Windows. But now, alas, I am finally free. I escaped the Windows cave. I saw the sun. The shadows are gone. It blinded me for a moment. And now I'm speaking to you in the cave. Enough reference.
He's
So
right.
I'm gonna yap about Linux for as long as this video is, and you're gonna listen. I want to start off by going through the reasons why I switched to Linux.
Okay.
It's different for everybody. Number one is how backlit this shot is. Number one, Windows talks to me like I'm a baby.
Yes.
Now, mentally, I might be, but that does not warrant. You want Candy Crush? You want Candy Crush on your computer?
Oh my
You
God.
want to use Bing? Yes.
To be honest, that is like the biggest thing that sucks with this shit. Like Windows does have, like, here, I'll even have one on standby. Even Windows 10 is like beginning to start being a bitch, right? Like, it's like, oh, now you have to go into Windows 11. It's got advertisements in the sidebar. Like, could you imagine if I just went like this and then there was an ad right there? That pisses me off. And they sell all of your information. It's fucked up. Linux? What's that?
Delete that file? Are you super duper sure you want to delete the file?
Yeah, it's fucking dumb.
That's how it talks to me, and I don't like it.
I agree. I agree.
Linux, on the other hand, literally puts a gun in your hand and says,
Oh, that was weird.
my first sort of aha moment when I installed Linux or started using it was,
Whoa.
wait a minute, it does exactly.
What's going on here? What's going on here? Maybe the Windows fucked everything up? Yeah, go figure. Even past the dead, it keeps coming back to ruining everything.
Installed Linux or started using it was, wait a minute, it does exactly what I wanted to do.
Yep.
And there's just a really powerful feeling about that. I do want to show you guys my setup as well. I will get into that. But first, reason number two, as an epic minimal.
And to be honest, like, there's a certain point where we're going to get bombarded even harder. Windows 11, I don't even really know how bad it is. Like, it's come to a point where, like, things are harder on Windows now. And yeah, that's probably because I'm just used to this shit now and, like, I'm just doing it every day. But, like, sometimes it sucks. Like, audio, for example, sucks dick on Windows. You have to use some third-party shit, like, and you have to, like, nothing is, like, fully integrated. Everyone has to use that butt trumpet app or whatever in Chrome in order to, like, have different levels, so it's good. We need to learn.
The bloat. The bloat is
The
real.
bloat,
It
yep.
always bothered me. Anytime I install a new Windows, I spent like an hour trying to uninstall all the pre-packaged BS that I don't
Yep.
want. Windows is like, I know you paid $100 or whatever for me, but I'm still gonna put ads in here.
Yep.
Yes. Put a little AI in here. You want that, right? That doesn't benefit me. It's for you, the consumer. Bing! it doesn't benefit me that you use Bing, but
Yep.
please use Bing.
And then they gamify it too, and they give you all these Bing points or whatever the hell. Like, it's so dumb, dude. It's so much bloat. And it's like people that pay for Hulu, and then they pay for the Hulu, but like it still gives you ads. It's fucked up, dude. I don't understand it. If it's gonna have ads, I mean, at least let it be free or whatever, so that like there is some sort of like, you know, as if it's a gacha game or something like that, a free-to-play game. But no, they don't do that. They have to take all your money, and they'll put the ads.
Microsoft is an annoying Swede, apparently. With Linux, nothing. Serenity. Peace. Don't even get me started on the Windows taskbar. You control what's on your computer.
Yep.
Duh, it's obvious. How is this not a thing? Reason number 3, customization. I discovered this afterwards.
Yes.
Customizing on Linux is a beautiful thing. On Windows,
This
you
is
can maybe
surreal.
change your wallpaper, change a little bit of colors.
Nice.
Whoop-de-doo. On Linux, you can change
Hell yeah,
reality itself. Since Linux
Yep.
is built modular, you can swap out your GUI entirely. You don't even have to use one. You can cut off the head of Linux and it'll still be like, hey, I'm here. What's up?
He's right.
Customizing on Linux is called rising, and I got way too into it.
Wow, I wonder what it
I
looks like.
Cooked hard. I can't wait to show you guys. Now, reason number 4, gaming. Gaming on Linux is finally real. I
He's
actually
right.
installed Linux 15 years ago. That's right, I'm old. And I uninstalled it after like a couple days.
But that means you are an absolute cuck, Java Stout. You like getting fucked in the ass by corporations and like letting them do whatever they want with you and just being like, meh, you know, whatever. I don't know, man. And they send so much of your info. They keep your fucking hardware on all the time. It's less efficient. There is more input lag. So this gaming thing, I don't know if he's going to mention this or not. Probably not, because a lot of people don't give a fuck as much, right? Especially if it's like in casual gaming. But in Linux, as long as I can your games, yeah, but it has so much more input lag. It really feels like it. I'm not just like making this shit up, dude. I like Tekken 7 runs way better. Tekken 8 runs way better on Linux than it does on Windows, which is crazy. Look, dude, that has nothing to do with Linux. That is a emulator-specific issue, okay? They have to figure out that build, okay?
As
Whatever.
a lot of people do when they realize, oh, I can't use the things I need on Linux. And for me, that was gaming back then, because it's like, well, then what's the point?
Bless
But now,
Steam.
gaming on Linux is real.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Valve came in like Gandalf
Base
in
emulator
Helm's
devs.
Deep, riding a Steam Deck with Proton. So I think this is a perfect example how Linux benefits everyone. The fact that Valve as a company recognized maybe Microsoft has a bit too much power. If they wanted to and started being shady, locking things down, taking cuts, they absolutely could. And it's not like it would be uncharacteristics for them to do.
And to be honest, they do shit like that. That's what they're going to do. Your guys are going to say that. We'll see that one day. It's easy. It can be easy, honestly. It is easy in certain aspects. It's not a problem. But it's like we're getting to the point where they're shoving a bunch of stuff down our throats. And like as the clutching gets harder and harder onto our necks, you know, like what's next? Like what are they going to do? And the fact that like what he just said, for example, right? It makes sense that they would be aware of that because Gavin, that dude used to be on Microsoft's team, right? Like he's one of like the OG Microsoft devs. If I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, actually, let's make sure I'm not. Was Gavin a Microsoft dev? Wait, he's from Colorado? Whoa, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know that. My understanding was that he used to be Microsoft. He spent 13 years at Microsoft as a programmer and technical executive and produced 3 releases of operating system Windows. Yeah, see, and then late 95, he was estimated as well. Microsoft new operating system 95. Newell said, I didn't even distribute through retail, distributed through bulletin boards. Yeah, see, this guy has been at this forever. So if he knows, if anyone's going to like know that Windows is going to be fucked up someday, he's the one to know.
Valve started improving gaming on Linux, boosted driver support, and they built on what was already there from open source software like Wine. By doing this, Valve benefits, consumer benefits, ecosystem grows, win, win, win. It really feels like
He's a Bob main, by the way.
an alternate reality. This totally could not have been a thing. And it also makes me realize just how many things can be better if people just weren't so greedy. Can
I'm
we
so
just
happy.
fix them? So thank you, Linux, and thank you, Base Gaben. Now I've gone through the reasons why I switched to Linux. Let me just explain why maybe not switching is a good idea.
Okay.
Because everything good
I can
comes with
respect
a
that.
sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
If you're swapping to Linux, you'll likely have to give something up. I don't know what it is, but for me, it was Photoshop. I used Photoshop, again, for 15 years. All the shortcuts, all my workflow, it's all baked into my brain. The way I use Photoshop, I don't think about it. It's just, here's the thumbnail.
And for your guys' context, if you need something, GIMP works really well, surprisingly well. Yeah, it's like way more powerful than you would think. Also, what's up, Adobo? By the way, this is surreal to see this. Like, it's fucking Pewdiepie. The world is changing. The world is healing. The penguin is finally getting his dick sucked. It's
It's
awesome.
not beautiful, but I get the job done. Unfortunately, Adobe is a garbage company,
Yep.
and their software just won't run on Linux. A lot of artists are jumping ship. They don't want to use Adobe anymore because they realize it's a terrible company. Me as well, I thought, you know what? It's time. I'll swap over. I know the open source alternative is GIMP. I've heard about this forever.
Okay.
And I thought, you know, it'll feel good. I'll feel good leaving Adobe. So I'm ready. I go to their website. I click through the 1,000 pages. I crawl through the bushes just to find the goddamn unsubscribe button. And I was so ready. I was gonna be like, you Adobe, just unsubscribe. You know what happens? You know what happens? They hit me with an unsubscription fee.
What the fuck?
Those.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? I have to pay to not use your software?
Well, how is this justifiable? What the fuck? You have to unsubscribe and pay to unsubscribe? That's crazy. Yeah, honestly, the real tech is if you're not sure yet, dual booting is kind of the way. Probably TOS stupid shit. Yeah, that's fucked up, man. Wow. Pirate it? Honestly, yeah. Like, if you're gonna, like, yeah, even so, but still, like, it shouldn't be that way, you know? It should be, like, natively good. So much money down the drain, yeah. Trick people into the annual, and then you have to pay to cancel. Yeah, I think they probably do that with Office 365 and all of that stuff as well. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not saying do a crime, but, you know, fuck, there are ways. There are ways. That's fucked up. Wow.
It was like $65 or something. It's insane. What the If anything, it just made me realize, okay, it's over. I'm never going back. So like I said, the open source alternative is GIMP. GIMP! And since this is Linux, open source, you can do whatever you want. I downloaded this icon pack that changed the icons so they look like the Photoshop icons.
Whoa.
That helped a little bit. Then I downloaded a shortcut command list that matches the one on Photoshop. Boom, made it a little easier. You know, I'm still not 100% used to it, but the fact that I can do stuff like this really helps.
Nice.
For me, personally, a worthy sacrifice. I hope this doesn't sound like copium, but genuinely, it feels good that I was able to move on. At the end of the day, some tools are only gonna work on Windows and only gonna work on Mac, but what you gain on Linux is so much more.
And to be fair, like, if you're really locked into some shit, like you maybe for some work stuff, you can always do a GPU pass-through VM, worst case, right? And if it's like something that's not process intensive, you can just run it in like a non-GPU pass-through VM and stuff and just do it that way. It's good. If you have to do some stuff on Windows, best case, even not getting that complicated, just dual boot, you know. It's a process, you know, but and Windows can be kind of like a little bit bitch made when it comes to having you know, Linux and Windows at the same time. Like, it's sometimes not super intuitive, but sometimes you'll have to reinstall grub because Windows will like just like, I don't know, it does something to the EFI partition or something like that where it won't see it as a bootable thing in certain updates. So just, you know, be careful. The real tech is to keep 2 EFI partitions, one on each of the drives that you're going to use for each of the operating systems, and then chain boot. That's probably the easiest way. You can share them, but like Windows is just like, sometimes it's like weird. You have to do some strange things for it to like choose a specific EFI partition that you create. It has to, like, it'll automatically pick one that already exists. So sometimes you have to disconnect your hard drive so that it understands what's going on. I don't know. It's weird. I don't really understand Windows works.
Read them. Join us.
Yep.
I'm just praying that Adobe is not just gonna show up one day and be like, there's another fee. I'll meet them in a dark alleyway. They'll be like, it's a little fee. Now that I've convinced you to swap to Linux,
yes,
you have the wonderful choice of picking a distro. Yay, so many of them.
Okay, let's look through these. Arch, of course, the Godfather. Debian is pretty nice. I recommend that for people that are starting or something like that. Linux Mint, even better for beginners. Ubuntu kind of sucks. Anything Ubuntu-based is Kubuntu, Ubuntu, Lubuntu, Edubuntu, Xubuntu, all those Ubuntu stuff. I mean, they're fine. I mean, if you like it, work with it. OpenSUSE, I've used a little bit. That's not too bad. Red Hat, you actually have to pay for. That's enterprise stuff. Slackware is what Debian is based off of, if I'm not mistaken. That's like this is like the Godfather distro. This is like the granddaddy, and this is like the more modernized. Fedora's pretty good too. I tried that a bit. I don't actually know what Foresight is. Gentoo, if you're a complete evangelist and you want to compile everything from source. I've never fucked with Mandriva. Kubuntu is kind of nice in the sense, well, you can just use KDE is like the desktop environment. That's really the difference between these three. Ubuntu is using Unity, and Xubuntu is using XFCE. Kubuntu is using KDE. So at the end of the day, it's just Ubuntu under the hood with like a different skin on each of them. But I don't know. They're all cool. I don't know what PC Linux OS is. I've heard about it, but yeah. Anyway.
I hear people going like, I don't know which one to pick. What do I do? There's so many. Just pick one. It's a wonderful thing that you can choose.
He's absolutely
Don't you understand? Right. The world is your flavor. Look at all these spices. I went with Mint because it's the same one that I installed 15 years ago, and I knew that it was beginner friendly and that it still holds up. It
Mint
very much
good.
Feels like Windows, just better, okay? You don't even need to touch the scary terminal. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
He's right.
It's okay. You should though. Now, let's jump into my computer really quick. Oh, look at that. I'm recording with OBS. Open source.
Whoa.
It's always the best source. Couldn't get Bandicam.
Oh my god.
They didn't have a Bandicam.
This motherfucker still uses Bandicam unironically, and it's not even a joke. He actually does.
I can't believe I paid for that. There's like free versions everywhere. That's so much better. Okay. All right. So this is the terminal.
Whoa.
You've probably heard about it in Linux. Feels a bit strange in the beginning. Let me just show you how it works. But
nice.
first, wait. Oh, yes, today's sponsor.
Wait, what? G Fuel.
3, 2,
oh my god, he's running a script.
1. Wrong. G Fuel. Wow. Look at ASCII art. I love it. Beautiful.
He's using if you're wondering what he's doing here.
First, wait. Yes, today's sponsor.
This is a script,
3,
right? He's going
2,
right.
1. Wrong.
G Fuel here. I think he's using a tool called Toilet. Here, wait. Let's see if I'm right. I forgot. As Toilet. I'm pretty sure it is this, right? Toilet dog. Yeah. He's using Toilet or something like that. You can make ASCII art with that in like your scripts and stuff. It's pretty cool. If you see Oh My ZSH, if you use that shell, I'm pretty sure they use something like that for this as well. Nostalgic at this point? Yeah, dude.
Wow, look at ASCII art. I love it. Beautiful PewDiePie tub. Right now, you get a free PewDiePie shaker cup, which is an amazing deal. If you order
very smart.
$50
That's
or
pretty
more,
cool.
Highly recommend. It's a great deal. This is probably the best deal you're ever gonna get with G Fuel. Please take advantage. I genuinely mean that. You get the booty shaker free and 33% off all PewDiePie products.
God.
If you use the code PewDiePie. This is your final chance.
Wow.
Only get this deal for 7 days, so take the chance now. Don't
That's
wait,
impressive.
please.
He went all out for
Brofist.
this shit, dude. That's
Thank
fucking
you.
sick.
Go to gfuel.com.
Okay, wait, let's see. He's using Mint, but then the top is Waybar, it looks like. And then on the bottom, okay, well, we'll see. He'll probably explain it.
33% off. Thank you, G Fuel's for
Go get it if you're a G Fuel
Okay, so
junkie,
this is my
use his
desktop.
code.
I called it Apollo, and then I have my laptop, which I called Dionysus, because I wanted to mess around with it.
Whoa, I just realized he has a 9070 XT, 32 gigs of RAM, a fat disk. Oh, he's using Cinnamon. Oh, okay. Well, duh. Yeah, Cinnamon is like the default thing that you use with Mint. They're the guys that made that shit.
Then I have my laptop, which I call Dionysus, because I wanted to mess around with it. Dionysus is the one I really went hard on the rising. But I just wanted to show some terminal commands really quick, just so you get an idea how it works.
Let's learn.
I talked about this in my last video, but the first thing that really blew my mind with Linux, I just noticed my computer was booting kind of slowly. So I found this command called systemdanalyze, and it tells you exactly how long it takes for your computer to actually load and what part takes a certain amount of time. And it used to be like 45 seconds. I was like, dude, this is terrible. So then I found another command called blame, and then you can see exactly what part is kind of slowing down your system.
That's
which
cool.
got me into like really optimizing it, and I had so much fun doing that. And it just made me realize, just like on Windows, if my computer is kind of slow, you just kind of deal with it. It's oh, okay, well, what can you do?
So like here, he's right about that. And like one of the things, like Kelly, he's a Unity dev, but what he does is he has like 2 computers, right? One on the top and one on the bottom. One like ultra wide, and then like a triple monitor setup with another one that's on top of that. So he keeps all of his dev stuff on the top, and then he uses SSH to go into the Unity computer to like link them up, so he can like code with one computer and then like render the Unity environment with the other. Now the fucked up thing is that on Windows, like they have things like synergy or barrier and things of that nature, so that you can have the mouse going back and forth. But there's just so much like stuff going on when you go between the computers that it causes like a couple of seconds delay. And so when you move the mouse, and it's for context for people who don't know what I'm talking about, it's like a software. It's really cool. Barrier is the new one, the open source version. It basically lets you use your mouse and go across computers as if it's like with one keyboard and mouse. But with Windows, it has like a jitter. And with Linux, it's been fine, you know? So, I don't know. There's just shit going on in the background that we just don't know about it and what it's doing. Just slowly and slowly gets more bloated, and we just have to deal with it, like he said.
On Linux, it's like, the world is your oyster. You can fix it. Personally, I like that kind of stuff. The second thing that blew my mind with the Linux terminal was just how fast it is at searching. Searching on Windows is so annoying. It takes forever. Sometimes it doesn't even find the file, even though you type the name of it perfectly. And a lot of times they just Bing it. They're like, "Oh, you want to search for your file? Oh, maybe no. Actually, you want to look it online. That's what you want to do." It's like, no. Linux, you can find any file.
That's true.
Whatever you want. This is searching all JPEGs on my computer.
Wait, how is he doing it?
That's a bad example, actually. The other thing that I love about it is that you don't have to just search the file. You can also search text inside the file. So let's say you forgot what the file is called, but you remember roughly some stuff inside it. You can grep it, and bada bing, bada boom. What the hell is this? Spotify password text. Balls deep. I did not do that. What?
Nice.
Searching files on Linux is super fast. It made me realize just how it should be on a computer again. The most obvious.
And like, if you want something more like interactive, you can use something like FZF to do stuff like that. It lets you kind of like go search through files and stuff like that, like interactively in wherever folder. So there's like more interesting and juicy ways to do it. But like, I mean, yeah, you could just literally just do a find with the name and, find command. But yeah, I don't know. That's cool. It's just surreal seeing Pewdiepie do it. This is cool. I'm so happy. Oh. My bad. Here we go.
Terminal is that, let's say you install the operating system,
yes, sir,
and you need to also put all the programs that you want to use on it. Usually you have to go on the browser, Google it, look up their page, go to their download page, dodge all the fake ads and all that crap, and do that and install and run each one, wait for it to install, yada yada. It takes forever. On Linux, you just go sudo apt install, what do we want? We want VLC, Firefox, OBS Studio, boom, thank you. And now I can sit and look at the screen and feel like I'm a hacker. Yes, I know what all of this means. Every single letter I'm soaking in with my brain.
Oh my
There's
God.
so much you can do with the terminal.
Hey,
it's insanely powerful.
Okay, and for those of you that are Windows users and you want a simple, similar thing, use a thing called Chocolatey. Chocolatey is a package manager for Windows. I don't know if it's still a thing anymore. When I was using it, like, I used this shit like 8 years ago or something. Oh, wait, you pay for it now? Chocolatey costs money? Whoa, what What the fuck? What happened? No commercials? Oh, wait, no. You can use it without commercial stuff. You hate chocolatey? My job uses it? Yeah, it's kind of janky, but it's like the closest thing you can have to a package manager. It kind of sucks. Can you use Nix with Windows? I doubt it, right? Oh, you can. Okay, well, probably just use Nix instead. Oh, with Windows Subsystem for Linux and Docker. Okay, never mind. Don't bother with that. But this is the only like native Windows way to kind of like have a package manager. It sucks. It sucks, Dick, but it's better than nothing. I guess there's something that exists. White tears streaming down my leg. I know. I'm so happy.
I can make a whole video about it, but
Also,
I don't
what's
want
up,
to keep
CZ?
this too
Hope you've been good.
long-winded. And in reality, I just want to show you my Rise on my laptop, to be honest.
And for other context, like one thing that I really like is you can use, okay, so Pac-Man is the base thing on Arch, right? So this is how you can install a package or whatever. But there's also something called in Arch, the Arch user repository, right? And it basically lets you have like other stuff. So like, let's say that you're a Chrome user, right? So if you're like, oh, I want Chrome, Google Glog. There's nothing in there, right? But there is an Arch user package, which we could say like Chrome, or maybe Google Chrome. And yeah, you can just install Google Chrome this way. And they use a community package. It's pretty cool. I don't know. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. That's why Arch is sick. The R, basically.
That's the whole reason I'm making this video. I had this old laptop. I mean, it's not that old, but I just never used it because I didn't really like using it. I mentioned before there's many distros of Linux, and I wanted to try one called Arch. Partially because of the meme. It's kind of become a meme because it's a little difficult to install Arch. So it's like a flex to use it. For some reason, I went on a God run and I had no issue. I always get stuck on the dumbest ever for like 12 hours. I don't know what happened that time. But I also wanted to download Arch because it's a minimalist distro. Whatever you put, or at least 90% of it, is there because you decided to put it there.
Yep.
And it's also very highly customizable, which are two elements that I love. So I knew I was going to love it. All right, let's go into my laptop.
Nice.
I think it makes sense for me to show it without any customization first because it just be confusing and I need to talk to people that
I'm curious how he's going to show
use
this.
Linux. My first favorite thing, which I have on Mint as well, is just shortcuts on my keyboard to open programs.
Yep.
Open terminal, open file manager, open browser, close it,
what's he
whatever. It's all there.
It looks like
such a nice
Hyperlink.
workflow and have a more keyboard-centric way of using your computer, especially on a laptop. But even in general, you know, the whole like, okay, let me click on the start menu and just find the thing. If I don't have it keybind, I can open Rofi. And
damn,
just search for it and open.
That's what this is. That's Rofi right there. That's really cool. And he's right. Like people will like, you know, you'll go and like, you know, file, click in the browser. But for me, I just push Windows Z. Windows Z is my browser for Zen browser. It's just so much easier. Even if you're on Windows or something like that, you can kind of do that. But like, it's a lot more like, or a lot less, you know, stuff to go away. Is that not November? What is that? I agree. I hope it does. You fixed it?
It. I don't want to over-explain things as well, but yeah, this is my terminal on...
Wait. Let's see. Yep, desktop. He's using Hyperland. It's 2K screen. He's using flat packs and stuff. Wow. Oh, he's using Alacrity. If he goes to Kitty, that's like the one final step, so then he can get the pictures in the terminal. But there's a plugin for Alacrity that lets you do that too, so maybe he actually just did that instead. Wow, dude, I'm so proud of him. This is cool.
I'm using Alacrity, and this is NeoFetch, which shows my specs. And usually people have an ASCII art. It sounds like I'm saying ASCII. ASCII, I'll call it ASCII, of their distro. And if you saw my Mint one earlier, I was like, oh, it wouldn't be cool if I do like my own custom ASCII. And then I thought, oh, it wouldn't be cool if I do my own animated ASCII. So I figured out how to do that. It took a little bit of tinkering and schminkering.
Cool.
But it's just so nice to look at. I love it. So I'm running Hyperland, which is this beautiful tile manager.
The best.
It automatically sorts it for me whenever I
Hyperland
open
is the
something.
best. That's what we use here too.
This is such a nice workflow, and I can close it all as well.
Yep.
You can literally open these until infinite. When you're on a laptop, when you have limited screen space, it's such a great way to work with it.
Yep.
The fact that they're always there means I never have to look for them because I know they're there. And if my workspace is full, I can look at this, swap to another one.
Yep.
This is workspace number 2 and workspace number 4. I've been recording.
Yeah. I was about to say, I was literally about to pause and say Windows and Mac have this too. Mac is definitely much more natively integrated, but if you press Windows like tab on your computer, those are virtual desktops, and that's exactly the same thing. It's just a little more clunky because, obviously Windows is just a little more clunky, but, Linux was, designed, or at least the desktop environment, I should not say Linux, are designed with this, in mind, so it's kind of cool.
OBS from here.
Very clean.
Let's say I'm working on a project on workspace 1, I can then work on another thing on workspace 2 and go back and forth vice versa instantly. I love this way of using a computer. It's so sick. The first thing I really loved about this Arch Hyperland setup was just how quick and smooth it looks, at least. Like boom, open. It's so nice. But then I open my browser and it's like, you see that? Ew.
Firefox?
Again.
That's why.
Oh, that took forever. And it loads so ugly. So my first thought, okay, well, maybe I can upgrade my SSD to make it snappier and quicker. But then I thought, I'm on Linux. I can do whatever I want. So let's run a time here, Firefox.
See what he does.
Let's ignore the CSS errors. I tinkered a bit too much. Don't worry about it. What was that? 2 seconds?
That's kind of a lot.
Not good enough.
Actually, how long does mine take? Not that. It's pretty fast. I don't know. I honestly think that's just like Firefox being a little bit janky. Firefox is slowly becoming shitty. I don't know. It's still better, but they're starting to do some data collection stuff. So I don't know. Do what you will.
And it's so dumb. I won't explain how I did it, but
No,
the
please
fact that I
do.
was able to do it, boom, instant.
What did you do?
Boom, 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 boom! I love it. I love it so much.
What did you do? I
It's
wonder
these
what he
small
did.
things that makes you really fall in love with using Linux. Anyway, the first thing I customized was Waybar.
Yep, way bar.
I forgot
Yep.
to say I can move around as well if I want to. Anyway, and move them to a different workspace. So yeah, this is my taskbar. It's like the Windows taskbar, except you decide exactly what's on it and customizing it. I put calendar, turn it on and off, internet, Bluetooth, quick access to all these things,
Nice.
I really enjoy this as well. It's basically just tells me if I'm connected to NordVPN or not, and I can toggle by clicking on it, and it tells me which country I'm connected to.
Is he gonna
Up
do
here
the
it shows
ad?
which workspace I'm using. Since I have these reactor in the background, I thought it'd be cool to like LARP as if each workspace was each reactor. I'm on reactor A, there's reactor B,
Whoa.
C.
I love it.
D,
He's a
where it's
nerd.
recording
I
of
appreciate
yes.
it. If you guys are wondering, Waybar, you just configure in your Waybar folder in .config. I took some shit from the web and like kind of changed a little bit of it, but it's pretty easy. You just go to there, and this is how you choose what's there. So like on the left side, so I have the workspaces, Hyperland / Windows, so that you can choose which window workspace you are. That's that thing on the top left here. I made mine transparent. Like in the middle, it's just the title of the window that you are. In the right, in my case, has just like a tray, clock, and pulse audio. So it's pretty cool. You can change anything. Like you can say what icons are supposed to be for the backlit and the screen. There's just so much. You just can change it all, and it's honestly not that complicated. I promise. It may look weird to people that aren't super familiar with the terminal, but I promise it's not that bad.
Bar, which is ASCII. I keep saying ASCII, which is ASCII art. I got the volume.
It is ASCII.
And look, if my volume goes too low, it gets red. It's critical.
Oh my
Just
God.
to really LARP the whole nuclear reactor UI. To me, it's
Nice.
cool. I like it. All right, the second thing I did was making widgets with ew. Ew was a nightmare.
Oh,
I'm not
I've
gonna
never
lie.
heard of you.
Here we go. Let me also change the wallpaper really quick. One second. All right, so this is my
Whoa.
desktop. Let me play some music actually. So first I added this
that's fucking
visualizer
cool.
because I just saw a lot of people doing it. It's using Kava, but I changed it again with ASCII. So it looks a little more matrix.
It's they're
Here we
widgets
have
basically.
my uptime. just how long it's been running, and how much until my battery is out. I should probably charge my laptop. CPU temp, I should probably change, cool it down a bit. All of.
So yeah, okay, if you're wondering what this is, yeah, so like you can create custom widgets. I mean, it's more or less, you know, whatever you want. You just put it here, and there's probably stuff like here. Let's check it out. Yeah, Elcowar's wacky widgets. That's pretty cool. Standalone widget system and made in Rust that lets you implement your own design, your own custom widgets in any window manager. Whoa, this is cool. Nice. Yeah, so you can do that, and you could probably integrate it with Waybar and stuff like that too. Interesting. Yeah, so you can make it, and there's all these oh, you can use it as a bar, a Waybar instead. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like that. Written in Rust. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, they're going to be all like nerd about the whole performance about it. It's probably good. I mean,
it changes.
I mean, we talk shit about Rust, but like it actually is good, unironically.
Yeah, changes. Cool it down a bit.
Safe and good.
All of this is it changes. It's not just like visual flair. Well, it is, but CPU load, which changes, RAM usage, storage. This tells me which workspace I'm on. So right now I'm on reactor B. Power consumption, completely useless, but I needed it to look cool. And then we have my two fans for CPU and GPU, and then this little spinny fan thing to show it. Upload and download.
He's trying to like pretend it's like a nuclear reactor. That's why his wallpaper is there, and so like his workspaces are named that way. I like that. That's pretty cool. I've never thought to like theme like stuff like this, but it's like, you know, he's a lot more of an artistic dude, so that's pretty cool. Because mine, dude, I had a i3 for like 10 years, black screen, maybe a wallpaper, just the default bar. That was it. It was like so boring until I met Saul, and then he like forced me to get into this ricing stuff.
VPN thing is kind of pointless. And then basic weather. And then finally, to make it sort of all work together, I added a script that basically scans if I'm using a window. So if I open or close, it sort of transitions in and out of Waybar because I don't need it on both. That's just like too much information in my opinion. So this is on my desktop. It's just a nice vibe here. We just chill over here. And then when I'm in workflow, it blackens it all out. And I can just get going on my schwingy thingy.
That's cool.
Oh, and in the middle here, my... I forgot to say it has power profiles, my laptop, so I thought it'd be cool to change them. It's silenced, balanced, or power mode, but I changed it to Razgon, which means overclock. You see my fans are spinning, and these are faster as well because the fans are spinning more. This is so sick to me because I'm remembering what this laptop used to be running. I'm so proud of him. I never wanted to use it. I hated it. Now...
He's a Bob main too. I mean, fuck, what more can you say? He made online artists seethe when he basically speedran their learning journey in a month. He kind of built different. I think he's smart as hell, man. I don't think people think he's dumb or whatever. That's like a great freeze frame too to like maybe even like insinuate that. But no, this motherfucker's smart, dude. I like him. But yeah.
Hardware that I never used to my favorite piece of hardware because it not just looks great, it runs great.
We'll check it out afterwards.
It's so sick. I had so much fun customizing this. It was just a blast. Yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it as well.
I do too.
I've been doing so much more. I built this camera as well.
Yep.
Like I mentioned earlier, you can communicate with Linux.
But honestly, a lot of people won't do it even then, you know? Like, you know, it takes determination to go hard on this stuff. So I can respect it. Oh, yeah, that's why you don't want to use Windows, man. This backdoor shit is going to be always there. God.
Graphical user interface, GUI. That made me so excited because I'm like, wait, that means I can use other computers at my disposal. For some reason, to me, that's just like really cool. And I wanted to try what I could do with it. I want to show this in another video maybe because I feel like it's too much yapping.
What is that? Did he say?
My point is, I've been having so much fun. Just tinkering, messing around. Feeling like a hacker. But I gotta be real as well. Linux is not perfect. There's a lot of issues. Okay. A good example is, again, my laptop. When I first installed Arch, none of my F keys worked. Actually, sorry, 3 out of 12 worked out of the box. So I had to spend a long time bringing them back to life.
And to be fair, when you want to have a computer for Linux, you want it to be like as less proprietary as it possibly can be. Because some of these computers will have like the most random buttons and stuff like that. More specifically in the laptop realm. Like ROG, they're such assholes with their stuff. They keep it so proprietary, and you can make it work. It's fine. But just, get a basic computer. A ThinkPad is the easiest one, and it will just cause you so much less headache.
It was kind of fun. I was like, oh, got another one working. Like, okay, let's move on to the next one. But I can imagine for a lot of people that just want things to work, maybe this is not for you. And
That's
maybe
fair.
it should work, I think since Linux is not as popular on desktop as Windows or Mac, this is just the reality. There's just not enough support for it. On Linux, if something doesn't work, it's kind of up to you to fix it. And yeah, that's just how it is. I was trying to
Nice.
update my drivers for my GPU, and I got a black screen 6 times. And I had to do a hard restore every time. It's, not the most fun thing in the world. There are other things I could rather be doing, which is why I need you to install Linux, so the more people we can get together,
Listen
the
to
better
him.
Linux becomes. And I get it now. Like, that's why people were so excited about me using Linux, because Linux is not a product, it's a platform. And it also already exists everywhere. NASA, SpaceX, it runs on Linux. All the supercomputers, your TV, your smart fridge, your phone if it's Android, it's all Linux, baby. I think it's just so cool, the fact that this all happened because one Finnish guy in like
Yep.
the 90s just decided, hey, I can write a better kernel.
Yep.
Finnish naivety, typical Finnish behavior. They think they can do anything. But without that, things would have been
Scandinavians.
very different. At least there wouldn't be an alternative. And I just think it's so cool that people saw what it did, got excited, and wanted to join in. So
Yep.
please consider joining in. Now, if you're even just a little bit curious, I recommend trying Linux. Maybe try dual booting it if you're not sure. You can still
Highly
keep
recommend
your
it.
Windows.
To be honest, if you're going to do it, do this, right? If you want even more separation from that, run a Linux VM within your Windows. Like if you're kind of scared, or maybe you're like relying on your computer for some other stuff or some specific Windows stuff. But like legit, dual booting is the cheat code. There's no weird, like, you don't have to make any sacrifices or anything. Yeah, VirtualBox, for example, that can work. They make it super easy. It's you can use it even from Linux, Windows, and I don't think you can use it on Mac. If you're on Mac, you have to use like Parallels or something like that. I don't know. I just don't own a Mac, so like I'm not really too sure.
Or whatever. You're gonna kill it later. You might as well kill it now. Test it out. Break it. Get upset.
Yes.
On Linux, I feel alive at last. At long last. Thank you for watching. Let me just type out my goodbyes.
Wait, what's he gonna do? Oh. Hey, almost had us. Wow, I'm like so proud of him. Holy shit. Wait, let's put this here. Wow, that is awesome. I am fucking proud of him. What a actual Chad, dude. Wow, Ubuntu OS comes. Oh my god. That guy, I've seen him. Oh my god, dude. This is like, I don't think people understand the degree of like, of how big of a deal this is. Like, he is the fucking guy. You know what? I have not even subscribed. Oh my god. And a little like fun fact, that's because this is only Bakuman. That's why. This isn't my personal account. Read the description. Pewdiepie. Let me just put a little quick thing here. This is why I'm a Bob main, dude. 7 years ago, this is how I found out that Tekken 7 existed. I wasn't playing any Tekken. I saw this and I was like, what the fuck? Tekken exists?
Ready.
And he's a fucking Bob main, dude. This guy is the best. He got me into all this shit. And now he's going into Linux, dude. Oh my god, dude. It just doesn't get any better than that. I am so proud of him. And I'm so proud that people are finally doing this Skyrim 8 beta, dude. And, fuck it. Like, I'm glazing hard. I don't give a fuck. I'll, like, fucking hydro pump that shit. I do not care. This is sick. Everybody, choose Linux. Try it. It's fucking awesome. If you have any help, if you need help transitioning, ask me. Just do it. I'm always happy to. Oh, yeah. Gawk 9000, dude. I don't give a fuck. He's awesome.